On today's episode of the Nostalgia Test podcast, we put the 1993 adventure drama film Free Willy to the ultimate test. The Nostalgia Test. Go, Willie, go! Welcome to the Nostalgia Test podcast, the show where three longtime friends put pop culture's past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test. I don't know why
that's the quote you went with?
It's the most famous quote.
Go, Willie, go.
Well,
it's
yeah,
the most famous quote. I guess there's no quotable.
Dude, what is the famous quote for Free Willy?
I think one of the quotes should be in you snooze, you lose. And that was when his friend or
drug dealer.
Oh, the guy that's selling
new
meth
drug
at age
dealer.
9?
Yeah, who has a black eye, who's smoking a cigarette, comes down and is like, you got to come with me to Santa Monica. And And he's like, nah, he's like, you snooze, you lose. And he bounces.
The hard streets of
I thought
Santa
we were going to
Monica.
see that kid like dead in the streets.
That would have been hilarious.
That
you know?
That would have taken it a different route.
Absolutely.
Although this movie does get like, there's some, it just shows how much movies have changed in the, what was this, almost 30 years ago? Like,
over 30 years ago.
Holy shit. What year was it?
1993.
Fucking A, bro. But like how much different is like even the things like I'm looking at these notes that like I watched this and like at the beginning there's some like 10-year-old girl that's like eat it and I'm like, dude, that'd be like some kid being like suck my dick. Like, and I'm like, wow. Like which I guess maybe that was a 90s phrase that we used. I don't remember.
I mean, well, look, this movie, if anyone fast forward at the beginning, we're doing the 1993 movie Free Willy, which it's such a
it took us a while to get here.
It did take
just as long as the movie.
Just as long as the movie.
Yeah, I think I watched this like 2 months ago.
And just like the movie, Willie did not perform well.
Well, I mean, poor Willie. I mean, we'll talk about that poor whale, but Free Willy, just a little bit of info.
I hope that actor got paid.
The whale?
The whale?
Yeah. Oh, wait till we can get into that before this movie's done, because I'm sure at least Kiko, I don't know if you looked up what happened. We'll talk about that at the end of this.
No, there's a whole thing about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they make us think they care about the whales.
No, wait, no.
I don't think they really did.
Yeah. Wait, see, we could talk about that at the end.
This movie.
We got to keep that secret till the end, and then you can bring up the Wikipedia page and read it, and we can all react to that.
All right, so real quick, guys, this is going to be a spoiler as usual. Any of our episodes are spoilers, so if you haven't seen Free Willy, go check it out.
Yeah,
if you
why
have
not?
An hour and 50 minutes of your life to waste,
2 hours to watch,
or just listen to our shit talk this movie and whether or not this thing passes the test. All right. Well,
and this movie, just some people, first of all, it was directed by Simon Windsor, screenplay by Keith A. Walker, Corey Bleckman, and starring Jason James Richter as Jesse, Lori Petty, who is from League of Their Own and Point Break, and
Tank Girl, she was in a lot of great movies.
Stuff. Yeah, Lori Petty, Jay Atkinson.
Lori Petty, like, man,
yeah.
You think about like we always talk about the main actor in most of these movies in the 80s, and she was part of a lot of our upbringing.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
Thinking about it, like you just said, League of Their Own,
great movie,
Point Break, great fucking movie.
Yeah, League of Their Own. We never need to do that because it clearly passes.
It passes. I don't even need to do it. If we just want to have a love fest over it, we should. Yeah, but like that passes. Yeah. Like stop it. Yeah.
Let's see, Michael Madsen, August Schellenberg. And also, like, he's not mentioned on the Wikipedia, but we have to give a shout out to Mykelti Williamson, who was the cop in this movie, who's also Baby-O from Con Air, and also Bubba from Forrest Gump. This man.
That's why that was Bubba from Forrest Gump. I'm like, why do I recognize this guy?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, dude.
That makes sense.
I'm telling you right now.
Trying to keep that Jesse out of jail. He cared about Jesse.
Little shit. Dude.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. But yeah, so Free Willy, and it was made for $20 million in 1993, and it made $1.7 million. So it was a gigantic success. And then there were 2 other sequels, I believe, after this as well. So
I think I saw the second one.
I saw the second one. I did not see the
It's
third
like
one.
in the open ocean, the second one, I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like and he goes in and Willie like they see each other every once in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they like meet at a certain spot all the time. Jesse and Willie. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I mean, here we are.
So the guy, he escapes and then he keeps wanting to come back to Jesse. Like he's like, yo, put me back in that fucking pool because the ocean
can't live out here.
Like I'm used to you throwing fish into my fucking tongue and rubbing it, and I got to go over here and hunt. Like Willie forgot to hunt, so he came back.
Absolutely. I mean, he would definitely die out in the wild. I mean, so
definitely.
So okay, so Free Willy. Before we start this conversation, do you guys remember seeing this movie when you were kids?
Yeah, I think I saw this in the theater, if I remember
absolutely correctly. Remember seeing this movie.
Yeah.
And absolutely remember loving this movie.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing it in the movie theater. I was asking my mom the other day about this, and she's like, I don't remember sitting down watching that movie. I'm like, she's like, that must have been when your dad rented movies for you, which then reminded me about my parents renting Radio Flyer on accident. And that
holy shit, that movie was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, Free Willy, I do remember loving it. Don't remember it being 2 hours long.
No, God.
Nope.
That was really surprising. And this was definitely around a time, obsessed with whales. I was obsessed with dinosaurs. When I went to Florida once and then had my class when I was in 5th grade in Queens, adopt a manatee.
Yes. It was the whole environment thing was big back in the early 90s, right?
This was like when Earth Day was like a big deal.
Yep.
And I remember like I was obsessed with 2 things growing up was mammoths and orcas. Like I did projects at like Mrs. Greco in 2nd grade.
Oh, shout out Mrs. Greco. There you go.
Yeah, like we're
old school.
Yeah. And like I had to do like look up all these things. And like I remember this movie was like a catalyst of like why I loved killer whales and like finding out that they were dolphins, but huge. Yeah. Basically.
Wow.
Just before we jump into it on a random tangent, do you ever see the movie Orca that's like Jaws but with a killer whale?
No.
It's like a B movie that would be on HBO sometimes where it's like I forget what starts it, but basically because the way it actually made more sense in Jaws because killer whales are smart, right? But it literally like tracked down everyone and killed them. It's one of those that's a fun watch at some point.
Well, wasn't there recently thing that actually happened that orcas were taking down like sailboats and shit like that?
Yes.
Yeah, they were knocking over sailboats. They were attacking people because
so metal.
Dude, they're fucking pissed, dude.
Oh my God, another dude. For Manny, have you ever seen Metalocalypse? This show?
Oh my God, yes.
No,
that would totally fit into that. He'd be like, so metal.
Yeah. We should have done a crossover, like a whole episode, an Under the Sea episode, because they record an album underwater at the bottom of the ocean, and it's like this is only for the sea creatures or something like that.
We don't care about humans. This is just for the fish. Wow. They recorded it in the Mariana Trench.
No, they didn't.
On water. The recording tracks were in the water. Like
just
they
for
recorded
the water?
On water. Like meaning like instead of like on records, they would record tracks and it would be these tubes of water. And so the music would be in the water.
That's why they did it.
Yeah, and then they have songs called like Mermaider, which is about like murderous mermaids. Like it was just the show's ridiculous.
These are real songs, dude. You can listen to them.
Yeah, it's so good.
What do Rotten Tomatoes give this thing?
Oh man, I mean,
we got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb rating.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes definitely got it. I mean, it's probably got a better rating than Cocktail.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think a lot of people did like this movie, man. Like I brought it up recently, and people like Billy. I was hanging out with your sister, and she was like, "Oh man, I loved Jesse growing up. Like I had a crush on Jesse. Like people like really liked this movie and this kid. I don't even remember anything else he was in.
He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in a Never Ending Story 3.
Oh God,
the other.
I love that's what Dan pulls out. Like, oh, Never Ending Story 3.
I thought you were saying Never Ending Story. Like, I don't remember that. And then he's like 3. I'm like, oh, well, okay.
He's been in a bunch of other stuff now too, but like
he's been in a lot of stuff, Billy. You know, Terminator
Direct-to-video
17.
shit. Yeah.
Terminator 17.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
You know,
He was in the Mentos commercial. I'm trying to see what was he in that around that time.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I don't think he made it out of that franchise. He was a voice in Rugrats for one episode.
Yes. Yeah.
One episode. There you go.
Yeah.
Imagine that was your only claim to fame that you're telling people.
So Free
Never
Willy.
Story 3. Dude, he wasn't in many things, Dan.
Yeah, he was.
No, he was. He was in
Yes.
Bones. Okay. All right. Let's go, Jesse. Let's go. We need to get Jesse. We need a reboot of Free Willy.
Let's reboot Free Willy.
I'm
I'm okay with a reboot.
And
I'd be
Jesse
fine with that too.
And
Because-
Jesse should be the father now.
You couldn't do it though because they don't have whales in captivity for the most part anymore. Just the ones that haven't died yet, right? So if you put it back in the water, it would be like you ever see the South Park episode where they pretend that the whale's talking to them? So then they go to the Mexican space program and they fly into space, and the last scene is just a dead whale on the moon.
Oh my god,
so
good.
metal.
It's so metal. All right, guys, we haven't even talked about any of this movie.
Dude, the way this movie starts is actually jarring because it starts it's like a Nat Geo whale scene, right? And you're like, oh, cool whales, and then they're capturing the shit out of it. I remember I wrote down, I'm like, did they really fucking capture them like this? I'm like, this reminds me of like the whole Japanese whaler thing that with the whale wars. Only instead of killing it, they're capturing it because it was like fucking brutal how they're capturing these things.
Dude, bad,
horrible.
But like, you would think like they. I guess no, they wouldn't know to jump the net because, like, if he could clear that wall, he could clear the net. Yeah, like they could have jumped the net.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah, if you could jump a wall, you could jump a net. Come on, but you know what though? He didn't have Jesse there to do the signal. Like, go, Willie, go, jump. You know,
but it's just like brutal, and they capture it. I'm like, oh my god, like,
you know what was brutal? The sound
like sad
that Willie
already
makes.
Yes, it's so sad at the beginning.
So sad.
Yeah,
dude, it's such a sad thing. But all right, so before, I mean, I don't even know where we're at here.
Can we just stay in the beginning for a second? Because I don't remember any of that shit.
No,
watching this,
no,
like, what being captured?
I didn't remember that. I don't remember. First of all, it looked like the whale was in like Lake Michigan.
Yeah,
like it
I
looked
assume Pacific Northwest somewhere, right? Like
it had to be somewhere in California, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. And then I don't remember any of this Jesse is homeless stuff.
Oh, the roving band of juvenile delinquents. Like, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like,
I remember this totally when it started. I was like, oh, I remember this. I don't remember the cake scene. That scene was crazy.
Unreal.
I don't remember that part of it, but I do remember why he had to go into the like go and clean the tank. That
But why is there a roving band of homeless kids? Like that whole concept, I was like they're writing the script, like there's a roving band of homeless kids. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. Like, unless this happens out where's the movie supposed to take place, by the way?
It's probably California, right? Like, there's a lot of homeless people there.
Yeah, but like I don't know
because it's
where.
warm. It's nice and warm.
Yeah,
bro,
just like the
goes back to
you've
watched whatchamacallit, Cobra Kai, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember what's his name's son? He's kind of like a skater, but like has no home really.
Oh yeah,
like,
they of course have the obligatory 90s skate park scene where they're hanging out there with the cake.
Exactly. So this is where they are. Like, they're in this like area.
Yep. And then of course the cops roll up because they have nothing better to do than harass all the homeless kids.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm looking at where this is supposed to be in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
It's around so they spend 3 days roaming Portland. So that's Portland.
Oh, so it's up in Oregon then.
And then he is sent to go live with Mr. Blonde and this other woman in a place called Astoria, which is a port city
that's in Oregon.
Yeah, in Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're in Oregon.
In Oregon.
Makes sense.
That's so weird.
All right. So this crazy scene happens. He gets scared. They're like the kid who does graffiti pretty quickly.
like the
And a
whole
lot
fucking
of it.
place.
Like,
And they're just assholes. Like, hey, check out this awesome fish tank. Let's just fucking spray paint the shit out of it. I'm like, oh, goddamn kids.
but like,
man.
dude, like Jesse gets there and the kid already tagged up the place.
The
like
whole
it's
thing.
Never been. I'm like, how? I mean, in the minute that he had to run through it, he tagged up as if he was there for hours.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm thinking, did they do it? Like in my mind, I'm like, oh, did they do that? Was that fresh paint, or was it like they've been going in there, but nobody's ever gone downstairs because it's terrible? And like
goes to this crappy park. I don't know. Good question.
I don't know, but
I was
they made
assuming
it
he
seem
did it
like
all then.
it was
But yeah, good point.
it was. They made it as if it was like then, like he did it then.
Yeah.
Right. So
100%, he did it then, and his friend's name is Perry, who's like, I mean,
dude, Perry's dead.
Perry's dead.
Perry's dead.
He's strung out on heroin.
Which is like,
see, like when Perry was in the fishing docks and like him and his crew all wearing black, like
what was
was like, yo, what's up, Jesse? I thought Perry was. For some reason made up in my mind that Perry comes and fucks with Willie.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen too.
He's gonna like throw cigarettes at him.
Yeah, I thought something like that was going to happen, but really, Perry was just like Perry was just the setup of, all right, Jesse's going to run away.
Yeah, or it's like, hey, here's the good. It's like the juxtaposition of good versus bad, right? Like, he's trying to like go with the family that wants him there, and he has this whale that he cares about, and here's like his old life where he's gonna go hang out with this piece of shit friend is gonna get him into no good, right? It's like, what's he gonna choose, you know?
Yeah, and Perry's got a black eye, he's smoking a cigarette. He's like, yo, come on, like come to Santa Monica. Let me show you this picture of these like girls in bikinis, and I'm like, and like Jesse's like, maybe that's what I want to do, except hanging out this like smelling like fish guts, or I don't know, you know. So, but that's way later because that's like an hour and a half into the movie.
That's an hour and a half into the movie.
What I forgot about was like the whole fact that this kid falls into the tank,
amazing,
and basically dies.
Yeah.
Why is he?
The whale saves his ass.
Here's the thing: like, did he hit his head? Because why is he passed out?
Yeah,
I
think he
if I
his head
fell
on
in
the
the
side.
water, okay.
Yeah, I think you see him smash it on the side before he goes in.
He was playing that harmonica with way too hard. He probably like passed out from harmonica playing.
I don't know.
And boom, right.
Yeah,
but there was nobody there.
He got that while he was living in a Hooverville during the Great Depression.
Yes, but like, what? Why he falls into the tank because he's got community service. Whatever he gets. So wait. It's two
that
things
happens
happen,
after,
right?
Because first
he gets adopted.
He gets busted, and then they're like, hey, you know what? Like, you're lucky you're not going to juvie. Instead, we're going to give you this family that will take this piece of shit kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's got the killer. He's got a killer bedroom in that house.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. He has the best bedroom in the house.
He's got nothing to complain about.
And the dad is clearly skeptical. The dad wants nothing to do with this, but he's like, all right, my wife wants this. Let's try it. Because he even says, like, I wrote it down where he goes, this is a lease. I ain't buying yet.
Yes, dude, that should have been the quote,
like,
Dan.
Whoa.
Dan, let's do the quote over again.
Let's do the quote.
Free Willy, this is a lease. I ain't buying it
yet.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
he's very like he's so skeptical. You can tell from the beginning. And this is like a blue collar guy. He wants no part of this. He just wants to come home and like drink 12 beers in the garage at night. Like,
First of all, Michael Madsen was in a totally different movie.
He was.
Everything he did was just like, I'm here because
but
he looked like he was on a work release.
Yo,
like,
he was mad chill though, because like you would think like he should be really fucking pissed. Like he was like, Jesse throws a ball through the window. And he's like, oh, I guess you opened the gift. Like, didn't get really pissed off at all. Like, Jesse's lucky he had this guy as the parent or whatever.
If I did that, I would have been thrown through the window.
Oh no!
Yeah, it would not have flown, bro.
No. Wooden spoon would have came out.
Yes, exactly.
80s and 90s, like no that. And first of all, and then also like you're already taking on a troublemaking kid. Mm-hmm. He's just like, yeah, okay. And then this kid doesn't come home one night, like, and you're just like, oh. And then I love how he's like giving him money, and he's like coming up with, he's like, all right, let's make some rules in this house. Like the guy's like, and he wants to play catch with him.
He's
like,
trying to play catch. Thing.
Hey, I'm down with the catch. That did remind me. That reminded me of the Sandlot scene, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Dennis Leary. Yeah, didn't you say that this guy and Dennis Leary from Sandlot hung out together in an alternate universe? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing, because I saw them. I'm like, oh my god, this is literally the same film, but one kid's a total dork, and this kid is like, a newsie, and like, it's so.
So true.
It was just so crazy because I can't look at Michael Madsen and not think of Reservoir Dogs every time I see him. And I'm just like, oh man, he's just like, yeah, I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know. I guess we're doing this shit. I don't know. And he's at the garage trying to have it like do his job, and everything's an annoyance because he's just like, I'm just trying to fucking live, man.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. I love how he tries to make small talk with the kid, and this totally dated the movies where he's like, hey, so you into computers? It's like, bro. Like, he's like, I guess.
Yeah.
Such a 90s thing. Like, imagine you said that nowadays. Like, what?
Yeah. But I do want to talk about that for a moment, the playing catch thing. I think, Dan, we've talked a couple times on this podcast about playing catch.
An episode coming out tomorrow about
how like I miss playing catch or whatever, right? That is it was a good way to get the kid to start talking a little bit, right? Because you're being distracted about holding and playing catch. Did they even play catch? Did it even happen?
I can't remember
if the catching actually happened.
I don't know if it did, but I know that like I got a nostalgic feeling from it. But
it's like the classic father-son activity, right? Like it's your stereotypical classic thing,
Yeah, something I never had. But yeah, definitely.
Didn't mean to go there, Manny. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Didn't mean to go there. Sorry, sir.
All good, but Bill, all good. I got to like take out tools and do work together.
There you go. You learn to trade
that's
instead.
A nostalgia test tangent.
Or pass the soccer ball back. No, that didn't even happen either. Football. At least a shirt of beer.
There you go.
Yes.
Another classic thing.
Dan, it's off the rails. Dan, it's off. Free Manny.
Oh my god. Okay. So free Willie. This kid's an asshole.
He is. And remember at first he's too cool to like the whale. He's like, yo, fuck this whale. Like, he's just a dick. Like,
I've never saw a whale or went to a zoo or did anything like, yo, fuck these monkeys. Like, I don't want to be here. Or fuck these whales and fuck this lion. I'm like, holy shit, that's a fucking whale.
Yeah. I would say though, like the way he like Willie saves him. He didn't even like choke up water. He kind of just like over it. Like there was no like, I just died and came back to life. Like it was just like did he really pass out then? I don't know.
No.
And he gets what does he get? Coffee. He gets like hot chocolate from the nice old Native American guy.
Okay, so
can we talk about this?
I need to talk about this
one
guy.
lucky little white boy.
Yeah,
I wrote that down. That was the best thing I ever heard. Like, but this actor, we have to just shout him out because I mean, why not?
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Where am I? I don't even know where I am now. You go ahead, Manny.
No, I mean I will say like, although like shout out to the actor. Yeah. Shout out to the actor. Rudolph had no fucks given for anything that he did.
No,
like he was a nice guy, but like, how are you not getting the child's? First of all, if I walk by. And I'm a person who's working for this sleazeball like thing, or whatever. I walk by and I see a child almost dead. I'm calling 911. There would have been an ambulance.
You're not having some hot chocolate, kid.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Nazi Clinic.
Yeah. Like there would have been that. The whole scene would have been different. It would have been ambulance. Mom and dad get called.
Yes.
You need to go get checked out. You had water in your lungs for I don't know how long. Yeah. You touched a live animal.
It was the 90s. They didn't care about that shit, bro. It's
Dan,
fine.
you can't even come back to America if you've been around that livestock. And this guy was around a fucking whale. Okay, like everybody's
a depressed whale.
Yeah, a depressed whale. This guy's like, oh, let me give you tea and talk to you about the orca and give you this like story and stuff. And I'm like. And then all of a sudden the scene is like he's driving him back to the parents and the parents like, where have you been? The guy doesn't even introduce himself until after the conversation with Jesse.
That's so funny. And I think it's because it's at this period of movies where you have magical characters like, like the magical Native American character, or like in The Legend of Bagger Vance, the magical black character that saves the white people. Like, this is a stupid, like horrible
Chubbs
trope.
and Happy Gilmore.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a ridiculous trope in these movies that you have to have this, and he was that character. He did the story, he gave him the toy, and then at the end they're all saying the prayer, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
What is it? What is it?
I don't know.
All I remember is Nazi Cloné.
Yeah.
But like like
stupid.
Rudolph basically instigates a lot of things and just goes with it. Like he's being bossed around by this child.
He's
like
bored.
He steals another man's truck without going.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Like the child says, "Let's free Willie," and he's like, "Yes," and he's not even thinking like, "I'm gonna get arrested."
No,
and like put in jail for this. Like,
they're like,
no,
fuck
not
it,
at
who
all.
cares?
because let's just be real. Like, I'm sorry, person of color, like a white boy, they're gonna go after him
In the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
At that time, Portland wasn't like the hacky sack town that it is now. Like, it was like, it was like fucking Twin Peaks, people trying to murder each other in the backwoods somewhere in like Oregon,
No, this was, I mean, he was ballsy for what he did, but like, don't you think like if you were like, all right, we're gonna say like, hey, they had to think really quickly, and they're like, oh, we got to save this whale, we're gonna steal your dad's truck. Why not just like knock on the door and be like, the whale's dying, we need your truck.
I think Michael Madsen would have been fine with it
because the dad seems so chill.
He'd be like, I'll do anything to get this kid to like me.
Yeah. Bro, he shows up after he's at the diner or the gas station. He's like, so have you seen a truck? And he's like, the whale too? And like the dad's like, that's me. He pulls up and he's not mad at all. And he's Rudolph is like, yeah, I couldn't back up. And he's like, totally fine with it. Like, what the fuck?
We have to.
Dude is mad chill. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But
my parents would have been fucking pissed.
Oh,
pissed.
Oh, dude.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, the one person who's really not down to any of this is fucking Lori Petty. She's like, I don't think we should be doing this. She thinks the kid's annoying at first. Everything's fucking, because she's just like, what are we listening to this kid for?
Yeah.
Like, why does everyone listen to children in movies like this? Like,
the child was the leader of this thing.
Yeah.
This is like, this kid reminded me of Blank Check. Like, the kid from Blank Check.
Right.
Like, he kind of had that attitude. And I'm like, oh, during the 90s, that's what it was. It's like the kids ruled. And obviously, this is for the 90s. This is for the kids. Like, this wasn't an adult movie. There wasn't really even adult jokes in this, right? Like, this was a straight up, you have to be a certain age group, adolescents.
Like our age then, like 11 years old. Yeah.
Absolutely. The rest of you didn't really care about this movie.
Yeah. Yep. Billy, you said we skipped something.
Well, simply we skipped the whole middle part where he bonds with the whale, right? Like
the whole point of the movie is he bonding with the whale, and then it fails.
So let's talk about that. Yeah, go.
It's like he so he's like, oh, I'm gonna feed him some scraps and stuff. He's getting it, and I just remember sitting there watching him like, dude, how funny would this be if it just bit his hand off the first time he put it?
First time.
It was so funny when they tried to teach him to do tricks, and I'm like, people are gonna pay to see this whale just spin in a circle. And,
that's what people did in the 90s, I guess, man. That's what SeaWorld made their business off of.
I know.
Exactly. I've been to SeaWorld.
And they didn't do much, man. Because like, think about it. You know, at the end when Willie like jumps and like shows himself, like reveals himself, like in the whole thing.
In
that's
the
pretty. Imagine like, not at the end there, but like I'm talking about when he's showing it to the owner.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty big. Like if you're a child and you see that come out of the water, like that's pretty freaking crazy, you know. But like, you know how like Willie didn't perform, and like it kind of pissed off Jesse and got
had performance anxiety, man.
But dude, like nobody noticed that the bottom people were banging on the bottom.
That's what I wrote. I was like, these people are supposed to know whales. Why are they letting all these kids down there bang on the glass? Like, who's running this freaking park? Like, I know the people that own it are assholes, but like, what about the Lori Petty. Like she's supposed to be like a marine biologist. Like, can someone be like, get these fucking kids out of here and stop banging on the glass? Like,
I feel like they only had like 2 people running the whole show there. Like there was no like extra help. Like that shouldn't have been like, you should have been hearing people knocking on the glass.
Don't bang on glass like every fucking
like,
zoo you've ever been
everywhere. Yeah.
Don't tap on glass. It's like in a fucking a fish tank at PetSmart says it. Like put it on the whale tank for Christ's sakes.
They just allowed everyone to just like bang on the
tank.
They
were just so excited that like it was packed and stuff that it happened.
They saw the cash money coming in.
Yeah. And exactly. Wasn't the owner of the park Michael Ironside, the bad guy from Total Recall?
Yes.
And he's also the guy from Mighty Ducks 2, the Hendrix hockey guy.
That's right. And he's in from Top Gun, Starship Troopers, that movie Scanners. He was in that.
Yep.
Oh my God, he plays such a great villain.
Oh, and that's the thing. Like I saw him and I was like, of course this park sucks. Like this is a hellhole because like Michael Ironside is the owner of this place and he doesn't give a goddamn about
what's crazy is like how fast the movie changes. Like the meat of this movie is just like us watching the kid bond with the whale.
Which is
like
boring.
You're feeling so good. It
goes on way too long.
Wow, right? It goes way too long. And
that's why this movie's 2 hours long.
And why we like it is we saw the show because we got to see what the owners saw. Everyone else didn't see that shit. Like,
and also the other thing too, I'm thinking when you're 11 years old or 12 years old watching this, you put yourself in that kid's shoes. You're like, oh, this would be so cool if I got to like interact with a killer whale. That's why I think it's like when we were that age, like it resonated more, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You can like play with a killer whale and like it follows what you do. Like, it was cool. But
and the other problem now is like knowing what we know, like the whole watching the movie, you're like, this is so wrong. Like you shouldn't be doing this. Like, you know, different mindset, right? So, but it's hard to take that out of your head once you know it.
I mean, I've been to SeaWorld. You guys you've been to SeaWorld?
I think I went like once or twice when I was younger. I vaguely remember it.
It's so weird to think about. I mean, I know it still exists. But to think about going there now, knowing everything that we know, being like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, it feels dirty.
I know. And I know people say the same thing about zoos, but I know the San Diego Zoo is like gigantic. Like, I mean, the actual land of the San Diego Zoo is huge.
Do they get animals that are like hurt or like that couldn't survive in the wild?
Or bred in captivity. Yeah, that kind
of they do a lot of that and they try to save, you know, extinct animals and stuff. There's a lot of a lot of other programs that the San Diego Zoo does, but in others like good zoos, not like, you know, you ever been to the Central Park Zoo?
Oh yeah,
years ago.
Not a good zoo. Not a good zoo. No, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Bronx Zoo's actually the Bronx Zoo's solid. Yeah, Bronx Zoo's solid.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's I think it's more like they're not going out and capturing them. I'm sure like in the early 1900s that's how they stock zoos, right? But I'm pretty sure that in the 90s they weren't still doing that at zoos, but for some reason they were doing it for SeaWorld and like shitty little theme parks in Astoria, Oregon.
Well, it's like
so
we haven't gotten up to like the actual actor of the whale, but
Kiko.
But like before we even get to that, like so. The meat of this movie is, you know, the child bonding. Then he feels rejected because the whale didn't perform, you know, and he's like pissed off at Willie.
Yeah.
And he's yelling at his parents, like, or his pseudo parents on that hill. When Mykelti Williamson is like, I wanted him to go, hey, Jesse, shut the fuck up.
He kind of did. He was like, these guys are like standing up for you and they're not mad at you and they're trying to like make you feel all right and like whatever. And plus Jesse like couldn't ask like, why did these people run out of the basement? Like what's happening? Like, you know,
no, everyone was, it was stupid.
Then again, he was 11.
Yeah.
Right. We're like, Jesse was a kid that was eating cake barehanded and like nobody was explaining to him like the intricacies of like working with a killer whale. Like,
and then he's Orca, putting his hand in that whale's mouth. You texted me us when he's like, he's going to need a lot of lemons to get that.
A lot of lemons to get that smell out, dude.
Oh,
no way.
Yeah, dude, those things probably stink, bro.
Bro, when as an actor though, like imagine like when you get it in and like he's like, okay, you're gonna ride on top of his face, like the adrenaline rush.
Don't say it like that. You're gonna ride on top of his face.
Yeah. The adrenaline rush must have been crazy to go through that. And have you seen like some of the videos of like whales turning on their trainers?
Yeah.
Like Tillicum.
Yeah.
Whatever the one is that killed the woman. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, look,
hey man, like that whistle's got to be annoying as fuck, dude. Like,
that's
and
exactly.
like, you know.
And that's why, like, you even see these stupid videos online of like people going like, "I raised this lion from baby to," and they come and like, you know, hug him. I'm like, yo, one wrong move and you're dead.
Still wild animal, man.
I get anxiety watching those ones where the guy's like, I haven't seen him in like 10 years, and the cat runs up to him, and he's like, he goes like this, he's like, and then he hugs him. I'm like, sweet, but I'd be fucking scared of shit. I don't even trust cats. I don't even trust cats.
No, like, not a wild animal. Like, do you remember the woman that I think it was Connecticut like 15, 20 years ago where she had a pet chimp and it ripped her face off? Like, it literally ripped her face off.
Bro,
like,
there was just recently a documentary
on Netflix
animal about that shit. Like, the people with chimps, and it's like, even after that, they get another one. Like, they're just like
a wild animal, bro. You can't, it's not a dog or a cat that you can train. It's a wild fucking animal.
Even cats and dogs, man, can turn, dude. And especially like unfortunately, my sister's dog had to get put down because he had a brain tumor and he started biting people. Like, this could also happen with the whale. Like, maybe a tumor happened and didn't even recognize.
It's not a tumor.
Who the fuck this trainer was that was nice to him, and was she nice? Did he believe that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. How do you get a whale to like do any tricks? I feel like you have to do something stupid to it. Like, I feel like there's something going on. Like, you know, you just isn't born.
Well, I don't know. Like, you
do a loop.
You constantly give them
incentivize it. Yeah.
Constantly give them chocolate, which is their fish.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Do you do you remember that documentary, the guy who went to live with the bears? Or
Grizzly Man?
Yeah.
And he got eaten alive?
Yeah. That shit was hard. What?
Man, he's like, I can't. I'm done. Or it's like, remember, like Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin. He didn't get killed by a crocodile, but like he easily could have. Like, yeah, any of those things you're messing around with the wild, man. Like, do you remember that guy? You ever see that other guy, Austin Stevens, where he just did snakes and he would like crawl into a rattlesnake den? I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Like,
I just never understood that. Like, and I'm looking at this movie and I'm like, okay, it's pretty tame. It's just a whale. It's a killer whale, obviously, but like. It's just like I think of like this need for people to have like to be animal trainers or to like do this thing, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, even with look, you could be close to any animal, but it's an animal. I mean, elephants, everything. It will just stomp you if you make a wrong move or it just feels threatened. Horses are not going to mess around. Like no,
they'll kick your face off, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so crazy. Like, watching this movie as an adult, you have such a different perspective of what you're seeing, and you're just like, I guess we should be doing this. I don't know, and obviously we shouldn't. They've shut a lot of this shit down.
Exactly. I mean, it's like hubris, man. It's like man's hubris to control the animal world is what it comes down to, right? Is why like you're doing this stuff. It's like, oh, it's just a dumb animal. I could control it. Like it's like an age-old thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, so obviously Jesse gets upset because Willie doesn't want to do tricks like a circus animal. And, all this stuff happens. He's depressed. He breaks the tank.
He's like, he's the one that's angry. Again, this is all about him. And it's like, he hasn't really thought about like, wait, this whale was fine when we're alone, but like not when there's thousands of people watching him.
Yeah, he got performance anxiety real hard.
Yeah. Come on. Because his family is on the other side of this wall, like calling to him.
Yeah. Yeah. He only finds that out. And here's the thing, like, why does it take this long to find that out? That like,
Holy shit.
You're telling me Randolph, Mr. freaking Whale Whisperer, didn't, dude. He was like,
because they're all
he's always just pissed off. He's always just pissed off at us. He hates us because of like all the tests that we did and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, you don't hear the other whales? Mr. freaking Orca.
That's why they work at this shitty little thing in the middle of nowhere because they're terrible at their jobs.
Yeah, but then the second one, they get better jobs. They're like in the boat and stuff, and they're like recording their conversations and shit. But
clearly
like,
they're not
which I have a problem with. I have a so serious problem with all these people going they record dolphins and whales. Like, oh, he said hello. It's like,
no, he didn't say shit. Okay, he didn't say anything. You know what they're saying is like, we're gonna plan if we had arms, we'd destroy all these humans because they suck. Like,
Like Lori Petty's supposed to be like a marine biologist of some sort.
She
doesn't realize what's going on. Yeah,
she's like,
failure.
Like, do you want to help me with Willie? I'm like, dude, you couldn't even help Willie. Like, you had an 11-year-old who's eating cake out of his hands.
You were
like,
so upset with the cake.
The cake thing is crazy to me. It's crazy.
They
This is who we're trusting with
Manny
this
can't
child.
get past it.
This child. Okay, and then we're going through this movie, and then we're gonna get to the serious parts. Here
We have to because
he sees
the
the fucking whale, the other family. He realizes that. Then he sees somebody. He sees the little spark that's happening. Okay, first of all, this place lacks one thing: cameras. Okay, how is there not cameras downstairs? You would have seen the kids
1993,
banging.
man.
You would have seen they had cameras back then.
It's run like a bodega.
fucking-
There's, like,
what are you talking
cameras
about? They
are
had
fake.
cameras. Okay,
They couldn't afford it for this one.
no. And then,
Oh my
right, he
God.
sees the spark. They're like, "Oh my god, his tank is leaking!" Right. Randolph
It's
comes
leaking.
down.
It's like
Randolph comes down. He goes, "This is a piece of the tank," and he goes to the one piece of the tank that's not leaking. Right, because the bolt only got cut off. It's not like they loosened the bolt. They literally just cut the bolt. Right, that was the stupidest part.
how did they not hear them doing that?
Yeah,
I
good
don't know.
question.
Right, so like, or whatever, the bolt gets cut. Whatever, he's like, "Oh shit, we're just like the thing's gonna die." Like that's it.
Mm.
Like don't call the cops. Why aren't you calling the cops?
Yeah, Mykelti
Why aren't you
Williamson.
Why aren't
is
you
like,
Why aren't you
got
calling the cops?
nothing to do.
And he goes, "Let's free Willie." This kid needs to be an entrepreneur because he pivots his life. He pivots his life on a drop of a dime and just goes with it. Right? He goes, gets cake. He's eating cake. He fucking runs through a thing, gets in trouble. He's got a whale. He starts teaching a whale. He becomes a marine biologist. Okay, guys. He
In like a
starts
couple
training,
weeks.
and in a second, he's like, "Let's free Willie." Like just ta. Like he moves quick. This guy's decision-making skills phenomenal. Whether or not he pulls it off,
It's a future CEO right there.
bro, perfect entrepreneur. Because sometimes shit don't work out. And
Yeah.
listen,
God.
he's trying to train the whale. It didn't work out, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm out." He's about to leave. He sees this thing dying. Goes, "Let's free Willie. Let's steal a truck. Let's do this. Jump in the water." Oh, he's gonna go over the wall. Like, dude, move like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Constantly
Everyone
changes
else-
and
at that point in
adapts.
the movie-
Everyone else like, even Randolph, huh? Oh, I'm gonna back up. Why would you go up that hill?
Okay,
They're like, "Oh,
so
it's less."
okay.
Like it's like it's like we can't drive attention. No, I'm sorry. You have a fucking whale in a truck. You're driving
Well,
attention.
This is the craziest part of the movie because they save. First of all, the fact that no one noticed that all that water was just like pouring out of the tank was insane. No alarms, nothing. So then they're like, we have to put Willie. First of all, they had to convince Lori Petty to save this whale. Like for her,
I know.
she's like,
What was she
"Fuck
gonna
it,
do?
who
Like,
cares?"
oh, let's
Like, you know.
plug the
Just
plug
let it
the
die.
fucking.
Fuck it.
I know they don't have that like Flex Seal, so like they can't.
Oh
fix
man,
it.
Flex Shield, dude. That should have been the Flex Shield commercial. Like, oh, how do you save Willie?
Ah,
Dan, that's your
Oh.
green screen meme right there for this post.
Flex, yeah.
oh, dude. I love it.
But-
I love those memes with Flex Seal too. They're so
yeah,
good.
it's so good. I just made one for Lithology. Anyways, so yeah, the thing is drawing out. She still needs to get convinced. I don't think she liked Willie. Let's just be honest.
No,
She fucking
I think she
him.
hated Jesse.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know,
She's
man.
like,
It
oh
got
my
a little awkward where it felt like I'm like,
They were gonna
she
kiss
hitting on this 11-year-old. I'm like, she's like 20 something. This is
again.
really creepy.
This is the '90s. Again, they do this. Why did all these
Bro, they had that girl kiss the blank check kid.
blank check
And
big?
she was like, "Look me up when you're older." I'm like, if the roles were reversed on that one,
It's
people would
illegal.
be fucking
Friday.
freaking out.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was weird. That was weird. That was
Yeah.
weird. A little bit there. It was a little weird.
But
Yes.
so their plan is to drive the whale
Yes.
on the flatbed or in a hitch to another car.
Why don't they have a truck in this vicinity?
I fuck, dude. I
This
don't know.
facility.
They had to steal.
What does
Michael
Randolph
Madsen's
draw?
car.
It's
Oh,
a piece
Randolph
of shit
draws like a-
facility.
Randolph draws like drives like a Volkswagen van.
Yeah,
Right?
something. And so they had to steal
Yeah.
Michael Madsen's truck instead of asking him for it.
Okay, there's plot hole right here. They had
Oh,
to get to the
really?
house.
Just one?
They had to get to the house with his truck
Yeah,
to go get the truck.
Yeah.
Right? Because So you're telling me Michael didn't realize that it's the guy's truck? Like, oh, that's Randall's truck. Point. I know who has the truck. Who has my truck?
I think everyone in this movie is stoned because
I think everyone in this movie is in a different
Pacific
movie.
Northwest.
They're in a different movie. they're all in a different. It's like that. It's like that movie, The Last Deal. Like the girlfriend was in a different movie. Like this movie, this is a different movie. They're all not in the same.
If
movie.
the star of The Last Deal showed up as Michael Madsen, okay, when they reboot Free Willy, Molinari from The Last Deal needs to be the dad in Free Willy. And,
but sign me up.
Actually, he could just have a grow house, and he could just have a grow house. So he shouldn't even be a mechanic.
Randolph. He could be Randolph.
No, dude.
He can be, man. Dude. Yo, he steals a truck, right? And then he's like, they take the stupidest hill up there. I'm like, why would you? I would be like, we got to go the simplest way. There's I don't know how much a killer whale weighs, but
a lot. It's at least a ton, right?
That's dying. Like they put him.
Look this up now.
They put this whale through a car wash.
That was what the fuck was that, dude? I mean, this whale should have been dead. Dead. 100% dead.
The whale died.
It was like,
we're just watching the fever dream.
We were watching a whale pass away.
Who's in jail.
Yeah. It's slowly dying.
Jesse died in the pool.
So this is a Jacob's ladder.
Yes.
So he's dead.
Jesse died in the pool.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's over.
And this is and Willie is like his soul going into the other life, basically.
So he's in purgatory in the movie, and then when Free Willy escapes, he goes to heaven.
Yeah,
that's it. There you go. There you go.
But all right, they go up a mountain
with
a
hill
fucking whale.
She's like,
on like a backwoods road.
As soon as I said the name of this hill, I'm like, nope.
Should we go to Dead Man's Curve?
That's the that's the hill you don't go.
Maybe not.
That's the hill you don't go down.
Should be the hill from Airborne.
Yes, I was just thinking about that, Dan. I was just thinking about that. You see Jack Black come through. Because first of all, of course, there's a tree in the middle of this road.
Of course, there's always a tree.
Because they're taking the service road because they want to be less conspicuous. Yeah. They want to be less seen or whatever.
God.
And of course, he's like, I'm just gonna back up. This guy doesn't know how to drive a truck.
I think Randolph is on peyote or something because he made some crazy ass choices.
Whoa, Dan.
What?
Because he's Native American, he's on peyote?
No, because he's hallucinating.
What are you going to tell me next? That he didn't drive a car? He had a canoe in the garage? Jesus, Dan.
Wow, Dan. No, I literally think he's on the chillest antidepressants ever. Because he's just like, I'm going to back up. I'm like, you're going to back up a truck with a whale?
This scary ass hill?
Hold on. Dude. And then if you don't do this right, the whale is going to roll down. This is how the movie should have ended right here. The whale just
backs off and everyone rolls down and dies.
Just rolls down and dies. Whale just
blows up.
The whale just takes down all the trees, goes into the town.
Soul is free.
Lands on the gas station. That's it.
Or you could just go so ridiculous where for no reason the whale explodes like in The Running Man.
Yeah.
There's no reason it just explodes.
Oh my god, dude. When Michael Madsen showed up on that road, I was just like, what is happening?
I forgot. This is the answer that happens. So he's like, oh, there's a wench under the seat. And Randolph looks at him and goes, well, under the seat. One place I didn't look. Also, I'm really sorry that I stole your truck. And I have we're committing a crime right now because we stole a whale, we stole trucks, everything they're doing, they're going to jail.
We've kidnapped a child.
Yeah,
all of this.
We've enabled your foster child's juvenile delinquency.
All of this, and Michael's like, I really want this kid to like me. So I'm just gonna
Let's commit more crimes.
Let's just keep going.
He keeps looking at his wife and he's like, "Oh my god, I've had enough."
They bust through a gate. That gate, that's not part of that other person's thing. They have to pay for that gate. Because imagine I own the marina. And I don't care what's happening with this whale. Yo, you took down my fucking gate. Who's
but not even that. They flooded and drowned his truck. Michael Madsen now doesn't have a truck.
Doesn't have
a window in his kid's window.
And that's not getting past an insurance claim either. Like, what'd you do?
Oh, I drove it into the
was
ocean.
Driving a huge. I was driving a whale.
I was illegally kidnapping a whale.
Because we are excited. Listen, guys, we're excited about this, right? Because we know Willie. We have a relationship with Willie. We're excited that Willie's going to leave. The rest of the town, this is what they remember Willie as. Motherfucker didn't perform for shit. I don't care about this whale. You got to pay me. I don't care about this. What just happened?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you're waking up in the morning. You don't even know what's going on. You're seeing these things that are happening in this bay. And you're like, what the fuck is happening? And then you see a fucking whale. Fucking wall.
You're like, whoa, what's going on here?
What the fuck? And yo, you didn't have cell phones back then. Nobody got this on camera.
No.
Nobody.
No.
So someone tells you this story.
This was just
You're
for
like, okay,
them.
bro. Yeah, okay.
Someone tells you the story. They're like,
you're
no.
lying.
So this is why when I text you guys, this is what happens at the end of this movie. Jesse, the parents, they all go in an insane asylum. They get entered into an insane asylum. They get arrested. They got to pay this all. That guy still wins because there's no whale. They're like, what the fuck happened to the whale?
No whale.
Okay. Bro, that's it. This guy ain't getting in trouble. No one's believing these people. There was a
leak in the tank. What were these guys doing? Like,
yeah, dude, there's no smartphones. You can't even, Randolph can't even go, oh, listen, there was this nut, and they cut the nut, but nope, no proof.
The only thing that they
proof.
should hope for is that Michael Madsen is like an upstanding citizen and people respect him enough to take his word for all of this. That is their only hope.
But it's still illegal. He still stole someone's property, right? Like, doesn't matter if you're a good dude. Like, yeah, man, I'm an upstanding citizen. Like, dude, you fucking stole a whale. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I know. It's so crazy. It's just like one of those movies that like you're just like, it's so Disneyfied, or it has that like happy ending to the point where it's just like all this would have been a problem. Like all of it. Even like a movie like it's so funny. Even a movie like Gone in 60 Seconds, where like, yeah, he kills the bad guy at the end, spoilers, but they just stole a whole bunch of cars. They caused like all sorts of pileups. The car, like the police.
Yeah, they're not the good guys.
No, no, you're going to jail. The next scene, they're all hanging out. Like, hey, here's a Corona. Like, kind of at the end of like fucking Fast and the Furious. Well, it's just like, no, you should all be in jail. Like every single one of you. Like at the end, Michael Ironside should have just been like, yeah, that was great. So we're shutting down the business and you're all going to jail. Go fuck yourselves.
We're pressing charges against all of you.
Yeah. Unless there's a part we didn't see where like in Roadhouse, they just killed him.
Yeah. Well, actually, now that I think about it, couldn't he also, if they released his whale, which they said was $1 million asset, which is why they wanted to die, they could probably sue him for $1 million.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, so this family's fucked after this movie.
Man.
Bro, I'm telling you, they're done. They're done after this. They're all
over.
Hugging.
The big, why did we ever bring this kid into our house?
When he backs this whale up and he's like, you know, the whale is like trying to go through this net, doesn't even remember what a net is. It's freaking out again.
It's the same net shot from the beginning of the film.
The whale definitely got shocked, right? The whale's just like, fuck, like, what kind of water is this? Like, I can't even see anymore. Like, whoa. And then he's like, yo, Willie, jump. Again, this would have been horrible, but imagine he didn't make the jump.
Oh, I wrote down the same thing. I said, how funny it would be if he just hit the rocks.
Jump, he just scratches himself on the rocks or like bumps into Jesse because Jesse's just standing there, not moving out of the way. And Jesse gets bolted by this like freaking whale, like not wanting, like maybe the whale wants to kiss Jesse. Like, you know, oh, hey, I want to hug you goodbye. Whale doesn't know he can't do that to this to this other animal.
And then
like,
next thing you know, a 7,000-pound whale drops on you. Because I looked up, it's 6,500 to 8,500 pounds these things weigh.
Yeah. No, dude, the whale.
By the way, the CGI aged terribly on that.
It was
jump.
terrible. But I will
so
say
bad.
This. The crazy thing about it is, like, we had never seen Willie jump. He did a little flop. Like a breech flop, but he never
30
like
feet out of the water.
in all of the montage training scenes. We didn't see big ass jump, and I guess you could argue because the tank was too small.
You couldn't get speed, but
right?
he jumped a jetty and Jesse with his fist in the air. So like Jesse's probably 5 feet tall, and then the jetty is meant to stop water, so that thing's probably 10 feet tall. You're saying this whale jumped 20 feet in the air? I'm calling 20 feet in the air.
Well, also
20 feet in the air. He would have been better trying to get him to jump the net.
But also he's in a marina. So how deep is that? Really deep is that
20
water?
feet, they said 20 feet.
So
that's why they mentioned that, because the net was going to go down.
This ending is flawed, and I know we're like, you know,
I mean, we are talking
about a kids movie. I get it. But
so what? Like, that's the point. The point is, first of all, I looked at Instagram because I put a thing up to see if people, when they say Rocktopus Jones, who like said that, it's like, I was like, it's like terrible. It's terrible.
It's terrible. It's like a Nickelodeon, or this movie was meant to like bring it was like
awareness,
one of the movies awareness to whales, right?
Yeah.
But then the best part, the most ironic part about this, and now I want to finally get into this, Billy.
Let's go.
Yeah. Bring up the Wikipedia page and read what happened. Like,
is like the ironic part about it is you still had to use a whale to be in this movie.
Yeah, they shot the shit out of a whale to make a movie about whale awareness.
Yeah, because like they didn't use animatronics, they didn't have great CGI then, so they actually had to use a whale. So Billy, go ahead. What are the reports on this?
Pico, do you have the page up?
Yeah,
my computer sucks, so slow it down.
So filmmaking, this is on the Wikipedia. Filmmakers searched throughout the U.S., Japan, France, Spain, and Argentina for an orca to portray Willie before settling on Kiko, a 12-year-old orca that had been residing at an amusement park in Mexico City since 1985. Jesus Christ. The production team was able to film Kiko in the park while it underwent renovations from May to June 1992. A wooden backdrop was used to make that park arena appear as it was located in the Pacific Northwest. Once filming concluded in Mexico City, production moved to Oregon and Washington for location shooting. Oregon locations feature blah, 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 blah. The climactic jump scene takes place at the Hammond Marina in Warrenton, where a rocket launcher was used to shoot the Willie animatronic out of the ship.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Was it fake Willie?
Well, yeah, dude.
Fucking rocket launcher.
Stop.
Oh my god.
So this poor whale, they're filming this whale in Mexico City. It's like they took a prisoner, kept him in jail. It's like, all right, you're going to be in this movie. We're going to green screen everything else around you.
We're not gonna like give you any money from the money, the billions of dollars, the millions of dollars.
Oh, that is horrible. Did this continue?
You would think.
Oh, dude, it gets worse about the whale.
You would think that this whale got like freed because of this movie.
That's what I'm talking about. So listen, all right, let me find this. Here we go. So this is about just the whale Kiko. This is what I was talking about. So the movie,
the whale. Oh yeah, the Kiko.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got his life. He was captured in Iceland in 1979. Blah blah blah. He's the star of the movie, and then
star of the movie.
Yeah.
Star
so
of the
apparently,
movie, get paid.
all these animals know that they star in a movie.
Yeah,
exactly.
Who owns this star of the movie? Who owns like the rights?
It's like the monkey from Monkey Shines.
Yeah.
Or Air Bud.
Yeah. Like, who owns the rights to this whale?
But it's like, it's even saying here, like, he was already underweight for his size.
Yeah.
The place they filmed was a shithole, so the water was too warm.
He had skin problems.
Yeah. And then after the movie, there was like outcry for him to get out of it. So they had a bunch of donations. And in Oregon, they constructed a $7 million facility to return him to his health and hopefully get him back to the wild. So they get him up there. They fucking airlifted him from Mexico City, a 7,700 pound, all the way up to Oregon. He gets to Oregon. They're like, great, we have this new thing. So then they're like, oh, we're going to put him back in the wild. Somebody like, oh, we don't know if it's a good thing. So they wound up in 1998. They flew him back to Iceland, where they captured him 20 years earlier, and put him back in the water after being in captivity for 20 years.
God.
Yeah. So then they transported him in this thing, blah, 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 blah. And there were people like keeping an eye on him, right? So they're keeping him there, getting him used to go back to the wild. Then they finally let him free in summer 2002. He follows some orcas. They won't integrate him in with the pod because they don't know what he is. They don't know who he is, right? They track his journey with a thing. They follow him all the way. You know, he goes from Iceland to Norway, blah, 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 blah.
He's basically an only child he's an orphan. He's
Jesse.
He's Jesse.
Exactly. And then eventually, like no one would bring him in. So they wound up, he was living in a bay up in Taknes Bay, somewhere up in like Norway or in that area of the world, right? So he's living in this bay. Yeah. People are like feeding him. And then at one day, like he decided to basically beach himself and kill himself.
Bro, you tortured this child. This is
he died of pneumonia too.
He died like.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, he didn't beach himself. My bad. I made that up. I think I read that about another whale.
I was gonna say like he basically had like a child's actor's life, like a terrible child's actor's life. Like nobody wanted him. Like he didn't belong to any pod, so they're probably like.
So this movie killed this whale.
Fun fact here that came up from AI. At one point, entertainer Michael Jackson, who sang the theme song for Free Willy, tried to buy Kiko and move him to his ranch in California.
Of course he did.
You know what, though?
That's real.
I'm going to say this right now. He would have been better off.
He probably, because he couldn't go in the wild at that point. We destroyed that animal. Like, that animal was
a stupid idea to even try and reintroduce him in the wild at that point. Like, what are they
At that point, no.
It doesn't make any sense.
If you're seeing that, like, he wasn't going to be liked and all that stuff, I just don't know where you would put him, though. Like you said, like, then, you know, he's living in the bay, then you'd have to, like, pay to, like, start a fund to keep him okay, you know? That's crazy.
That's fucking depressing.
They couldn't find out like his original family, like Willie's family.
No, but they just like what they should have done is just lift him out and just keep him in the facility at that point, or have a closed off place like a bay or something to keep him there, or you know. But the fact is, like they tortured this poor whale. They set him up
for failure.
First of all, they found 100%. Like they're like, let's find a really cheap whale in Mexico City. Like that's fucked up. Like they didn't even do anything. They were just looking for a cheap fucking whale.
But this whale
would have been too much.
$20 million movie for.
Yeah. And then man.
Yeah, so it really leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth when you read the after. I don't know where I got that he beached himself. I must have been reading the wrong whale story. Sorry about that.
A bad taste in your mouth like that kid's hand.
It's like the whole movie when you read that afterwards is just like the whole movie is just like extra depressing because to your point, Pico, like part of the movie is like, hey, we're going to raise awareness for whales. And I even wrote like after reading what happened to this whale, the whole beginning with the fucking, you know, National Geographic footage just so ridiculously ironic. Like we're raising awareness for whales. No, you fucking basically murdered one in the making of this movie.
So bad. It's just so bad. And I think that's the problem. I mean, maybe that's the problem with this podcast. Every time I feel like we do this, we go, oh, this is a great. I remember this. Oh, I remember this, and then we do. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? Oh my god, it's just like, I mean, they might. I mean. I don't know.
He could live it several more years in Norway.
Yeah, Manny. Just to let you know, this is Mermaider by Death Clock. Hold on.
I love it. I would say that first one you played was "Go Into the Water," which is also a good song.
Oh God, Go Into the Water. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Billy and I saw that band. It
was awesome
live, and they were amazing.
Yeah, that's a cartoon band. It's amazing.
They're a cartoon band, and it's just the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
They're a cartoon band.
Yeah, because they're metal. They're Death Clock, which is like a show on Adult Swim, or it was.
It would be like if a death metal band was as popular as the Beatles ever were, but even more extreme, where like people are like killing themselves to go see them.
They died during the concerts.
Yeah, the Duncan Hill's coffee and people getting burned to death or scalding hot coffee, and they
serious?
just love it.
Dude, Manny, it's
a really jarring show.
You have to hear this song. They do a coffee jingle. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah, it's great.
Do you
folks like coffee?
Real coffee.
And it's just
This
like,
is
do you
ridiculous.
like coffee?
And then
Alright,
people
wow.
travel to the Arctic Circle to see them play that one song, and that's when they start pouring scalding coffee on people. Anyway,
Yeah,
another
Okay.
tangent. Very big
It's-
tangent here.
Wow.
One of the greatest shows of all time.
right.
And
All right. So
anyway,
what do
Free
we
Willy.
let's go here.
Let's put this to the test because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
I don't even
okay.
know what
We've
we
talked
talked
enough
about.
about it.
Well,
we hit on all the major points.
This is a hard one now after learning about Kiko.
Yeah, that was kind of fucking a
that was
bummer.
a downer.
Yeah.
And the other thing is this movie should have been
All
an
the
hour and a
profits
half.
to this movie should have just gone to Kiko.
This movie should have been an hour and a half long.
Yes.
Again, why was this 2 hours, right? So
Good question.
I'm
Who
gonna say
sponsored this movie, and was it like SeaWorld just to get people to come to
No.
SeaWorld?
No,
dude,
then they
if
would
this
have
is
used
to come to
Shamu.
see, yeah, they would have used Shamu, and then they wouldn't have like
yeah. Yo,
looked
they
like
had a
fucking
cartoon for you,
hellhole.
Willie. There was a cartoon.
Sounds
Are
about
you
right.
serious?
Cartoon. Yes.
Oh my
People love
God.
doing that in the 90s too, right? Oh,
yeah,
this movie's
Frank,
good.
all
Let's
the
make
movies
a
like this
cartoon.
cartoon.
Yeah. I mean, there was so many movies like this. You had Free Willy 2, Free Willy 3, Dolphin Tide, Flipper,
There was
Homeward
Luna,
Bound.
the Call of the Orca.
Free Willy, Escape from, what is this, Pirate Island?
Dude,
I
I'm
mean,
telling you.
Pirates Cove,
Yep.
Andre, which is a movie about a seal, Babe.
Free Willy escaped from the movie.
Dude, look at this. There's so many like Monkey Trouble. There's so many monkey and dog and whale movies.
Dude,
From the
people like
90s.
cute shit, dude. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Billy,
Go
what are we
ahead.
thinking here?
I'm gonna say it does not pass the nostalgia test because watching this, same as we were saying earlier, like I remember loving this movie, right? And then I watch it now and I'm like, dude, like this movie's not good. Like this is a bad movie. It is pure nostalgia from watching it when I was like 11 years old. And then also when you throw in like what happened to the whale afterwards, like I'm just like, yeah, fuck this movie.
So do you think like it even fails the nostalgia at all? Like where you
Yeah.
just throw it out like it shouldn't have been
I
made?
throw it out. Like
Really? Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
It's difficult.
it didn't have redeeming qualities rewatching it, right? And then
Sure.
and part of it is like I think like we were saying earlier, our mindset has changed about the treatment of these things, right? So
Yeah.
it's hard to separate that. But then just the movie itself is just not a good movie, right? Like it's not like bad
No.
good. Like it's just
No.
not a good movie. It's too long. Like I'm good. Like
Yeah.
I say it fails.
And you know what
in-
the funny thing is, like, just not to interrupt. I'm sorry, Manny, but like,
Oh, it's
not only
totally
that, but then it also ends with this. Another
man.
controversial thing. Like, it's just
Yeah.
the whole movie captured whales, Kiko's life, like all
Michael
the things that they did,
Jackson.
and then it ends on a Michael Jackson song. So like,
Jordan,
I was like, it just blew my mind, the whole thing.
Nope. I will say it's kind of slaps, but
It does
it's
slap.
fucking.
Yeah.
It's fucking. He didn't do anything for them. Come on.
I thought you were about
Okay.
to say he didn't do anything. I was like, whoa.
No, that's not. What I'm saying he should have He should have spent all his money to free Kiko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wanted to put him on his ranch instead.
Yeah.
A ranch. You'll put a whale on a ranch. Oh my god.
But yeah, I'd say it fails me because it wasn't even like watching it. I wasn't like, oh man, this like brings back good memories. I was just like, no, man, this is just ass. Like I'm like, I'm good. Fails for me. It's not even nostalgic.
Fail-
I'd say
so,
it fails.
so now we have a new category: Free Willy bad.
Yeah. Like
it's not
I
quite as
would
bad
say,
as Santa Claus the movie, right? I won't go that
No.
far, but like it still fails for me.
I'll say that like at first I was kind of like, oh man, yeah, it's like bringing back being 11 and stuff and like really liking it. But then like, yeah, towards the end, I'm like, this movie just sucks. It's like, listen, I know like children movie, there's certain children movies, they're just for children. And you're just like, okay, this is a child's movie that you're like, okay, there's no adult jokes. None of it. It's
Yep.
just like, whatever. It's a Nickelodeon type of thing. But like, this is just terrible. And then like, yes, add on, I'm totally going on your thing, Billy. Like you add on
Yeah.
like the fact that like, why did this movie need to be made is my thing. Like it didn't need to be made. Like you didn't need to do this to this whale. Like fuck that. This movie, like don't reboot it. We don't need it. If you're gonna like show awareness to whales. The thing nowadays is like documentaries are great.
Like Blackfish. That's a good documentary.
But like, see, but documentaries now people are into it. Back then, like, you know, you were not made fun of, but documentaries weren't as easily accessible.
You'd watch it on Nat Geo with Richard Attenborough. It's not made entertaining.
And nowadays, like a lot of people are watching documentaries and like, that documentary is good, or it's this. Like, so you don't even need to make a movie like this anymore. Like, this doesn't need to be made because you could actually go and feel and look at the real life of Kiko and like all this other stuff.
Raise awareness that way. Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to do this to bring. First of all, Jesse, I'm sorry, the actor, like he wasn't popular enough for us to like be like, oh, this is definitely going to bring awareness because like, you know, Jake Gyllenhaal is in this movie, or
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. This time,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah.
If Jake Gyllenhaal, if this was Donnie Darko, and then at the end instead of the jet engine falling on him, Kiko fell.
Kiko falls on. I don't know. This is terrible.
Yeah, this is really. I'm on board. This is a bad movie. Like, one, it's too long, and two,
too long, bro.
It just, I like you, man. I was like gonna watch. I was like, "Oh shit, here we go, Free Willy." Yeah,
especially in the beginning. I was like, I almost got like Top Gun vibes, but like for whales. I'm like,
but then I'm
you're
like,
oh shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm listening to a whale cry most of the movie, and not just cry. It was like, it was like, I never heard of.
Well, I hope you don't hear whales. You're just like hanging out with whales. You're like, I've never heard a whale do that to me.
Dude, I don't know what's going on anymore. But
anyways, I think it's a
terrible movie.
It's terrible.
No one watch this.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
And we almost are making this podcast last as long as the movie. I will say one thing. The best part about this movie, first time
Mykelti Williamson was the best part of this whole movie.
I wanted to watch it. I watched the cake scene. I watched the scene of him cleaning.
Oh my God, Manny, the fucking cake scene.
You cannot get over this cake.
Bro, it was crazy. It reminded me of the time I smoked weed that had something in it. It was laced with something. And I ate 8 pieces.
Was it?
8 pieces of cake.
Oh my God, dude. I don't know if it has to be laced with something for you to do that.
No, it was. There was something wrong with that shit. I forgot who I was smoking with. They shall not be named. But what was the point about my tangent? Like I think I texted you. Like I started watching it. He passes out. Willie saves him, and then I fell asleep and I woke up to Willie jumping the freaking wall, and I was like, "Oh, the movie's good." Like it was.
Wait, you didn't watch the whole movie?
No. Then I had to go back and rewatch it. But I was so pissed that I had to rewatch it because I was like, if that's what happens, like if you do watch this movie and you just watch that part when he wakes up and then you watch the end, you're like, oh, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, why not? Good. Yeah, it's not 2 hours long. It was only 15 minutes long. Cake and whale.
Look at Billy's background.
That's a South Park episode, the last scene of it.
Oh my God!
They convince them that the whale is talking and lives on the moon, and the Mexican space program sends it, and this is the last scene. All the kids are cheering, and the whale's just dead on the moon.
Dude, you know what's so weird that you said it, like, because now that we found out that Kiko was in a Mexico City aquarium, and then the connection to that's Kiko.
I'm sure the South Park guys knew that, man, because the episode is called Free Willsiac. So like, you know, those guys, they
do extreme research when they do stuff.
Can those guys be on the podcast?
I will say that Free Willy 2 got 5 stars, and then Free Willy 3 got 4.7.
Well, those people are out of their goddamn minds.
You know, so it went
out
from
of 5
6
out of 10.
No, out of 10. It went from 6. First one got 6, 5.1 for 2, 4.7 for 3.
We're gonna have to do an episode.
Yo, they stretched this out, man. They stretched
4 of them,
bro. They sweat. Wow. They stretched out the awareness, but I'm like, did it do anything?
No.
What did it do? Like, where did the money go and everything?
By the time they made the next movie, well, Kiko was already on his way to dying, or she, like, you know. But we have to do an episode. We're gonna have to focus on. We might have to look at more animal movies because there were so many of them that I saw when I was a kid.
Homeward Bound.
Jesus Christ.
Beethoven, bro.
Beethoven.
Oh yeah, they made like 3 of those also.
So that's another kids movie that we need to do because it's like, where are they good? Like, I wonder if I always think about my nephew when I watch these, and I'm like, he didn't know what Goonies was. I'm like, I want him to watch Goonies. I want to see if he likes it. Like, did your son watch Free Willy with you, Bill?
No, I tried to get my daughter to watch. She's like, "This is fucking terrible." She'd say that's basically what her attitude was. She's like, "I'm not watching this, Dad. I'm good." I'm like, "All right."
She went in her room and watched Metalocalypse.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, "I'm gonna go watch mindless."
It was so
videos
funny.
online.
Your sister, I hung out with your sister yesterday, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you probably like talk more to Billy than I do." I'm like, "We talk about stupid shit. It's not like we're like having full on conversations after this." So it's like we just go and like hang on the phone.
It's great.
Like, I guess we could talk about it, but she doesn't want us to do Last Action Hero.
It's
I was
happening.
like, and she wants to be invited to it, but I was like, "Here's the problem with that: is that I know I'm gonna love that movie.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it in a while, but regardless, I know I'm gonna like. I can't talk shit about that movie because that movie is about the fact that
It's
action
taking the
movies
piss
are
out
fake.
of itself. Yeah.
So that's why, like, how can it be bad?
I saw that movie
because it's doing that.
I saw that movie in the movie theaters, and I haven't seen it since.
Really?
All right.
I watched that
we
movie
gotta
about
do
like
that
10
I know.
times.
No,
I watched that
do
movie
that
about
one.
that.
it was
No,
one of those
that's
movies that got that
Car usually
everyone
sticks to people.
hated when it first
Everyone
came
hated it.
out.
Oh yeah.
And now
I don't
it's
think
just
people
like,
understood the joke.
Nope.
You know,
Yeah,
No.
people thought it was terrible. So I also
Yeah.
love like the alternate reality where it's like that's where you see Schwarzenegger on like the Terminator. I mean you see a Stallone on the Terminator poster.
which was great because they hated each other at the time, and that
Yeah.
was the
Oh,
whole
that
like
book.
that
I
was
never
a slap
finished
in
that
the
book.
face. Neither did I,
Yeah.
but that was a slap in the face to Stallone. Was like because everyone compared those two, like they would take each other's roles.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
And
Well-
Pico, that's also people hated that Megadeth song from that one too at first. Angry Again.
Oh god, dude, let me tell you, I'm getting so much shit from Metallica fans. It's hilarious.
I love it.
are you trolling Metallica fans?
No, I'm just saying, I'm just in
People
there.
just don't like our
talking-
opinions.
Yeah,
Got
they just are so far up like Lars's ass. It's hilarious,
Yeah.
and it's just like, come on, bro. We all know he's not a good drummer, so we
But you know,
Whoa.
as we know, if you don't like our opinions, we don't care.
Yeah.
It's not like you're paying us. All right, everyone. Well, that's the episode on Free Willy. We'd love to hear your
2 thumbs
opinions.
down.
Yeah, this is a bad movie. This is a childhood memory that I am going into erase, and I think everyone we'd love to hear your thoughts on if you liked Free Willy, if you think it's a good movie, if this is a great 2-hour drama about a kid who was just shitty to everyone and then free to whale and then everyone got arrested. And we'd love to hear if you have suggestions of movies with animals that you think we should do. Send them to the nostalgiatest@gmail.com and let us know, because we'd love to do that, or go to our website and hit the suggested test and put it in there. We have a suggestion now for Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Have no idea who put it up there because I didn't put emails in there, but whoever did that, thanks for that. We'll definitely get on that. And and follow us across everything and Substack.
How are we going to do that like a show? We've always tried to figure out how we're going to do a show, because the problem
pick
with
a
a
few
show is like,
episodes.
yeah, but you got to then like look up like the key episodes, because like I could say that there's in the beginning of a series could be great, and then like that series just like took a shit and like jumped a shark, and then it's like actually that's actually a terrible series, you know. I'm just saying, took a shit, jumped the shark, same thing.
Well, I mean,
You know what I'm gonna the new fucking saying is jump the Willie, because
Said it jumped the shark. That's good.
yeah, jump the Willie, because that was just too much, man. There's 20 feet. The whale could not do that. Get out of
No.
here. This whole movie's jumping the shark.
I
This is fucking terrible.
I wish Willie was like a humpback whale. That would have been great. That kid fall in his mouth, and that would have been the end of him.
Ugh. All right.
All right, people. Well,
Anyways.
we'll see you. Follow us across everywhere you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube page where we put up the video. And unless you don't want to do that, definitely subscribe for free on Substack. You'll get the video, you get the audio, and you'll get extra stuff that we're going to start putting out even more. Substack's been really cool, so shout out to that. And we'll see you at the next test, everybody. Peace. Free Willy sucks. Boom. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Share this episode with your friends. Subscribe and follow the Nostalgia Test podcast on YouTube, Substack, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Send us your episode ideas and comments, or book us for podcasts and events at thenostalgiatest@gmail.com. Come hang out with us next week, because you never know what pop culture will pop up on the Nostalgia Test.